Lovely. Welcome back. We are goofballs. Every time you come back from break, we try and be a little bit goofy.
Hey guys.
My head is bigger than yours.
Is it?
Yes.
She's flaring her eye spots. Run in fear.
It's like the picture. I found the picture of the video recently of you turning into the cockatoo or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
we went to get dinner.
Oh,
the
the
barbecue
horrific
place.
screech.
That was beautiful. It's art.
You think crows are assholes? Let me show you a real asshole.
I don't like when people tell me like I'm going to show you a real asshole now.
Oh, wow.
That usually scares me.
Welcome to Exalted After
Pulls
Dark.
out cockatoo out of ass.
Welcome to Geekspace TV, guys. We are back with Exalted.
Our madness is your madness, is the madness of everyone. To know it is to lose sand points, apparently.
Madness is the spice of life. Yes.
It's true.
The
It's
spice
what,
must flow.
that's what they were mining on Arrakis, was madness. When last we left the Exalts, Korosek, Wist, and Monos were all at a party thrown by Wist's uncle. One of the guests included a very powerful dynast of the realm, a woman named Kathek Niobe, who is probably dragon-blooded, given the fact that she has the ability to roll against Korosek's stealth charm, which normally you don't unless you have supernaturally acute senses and things of that nature. Kaz was across the street using his charms to listen on everything, as though he was within the same room.
Everything.
And Svara had decided to go out to a party of her own choosing and making, and have a night on the town after having dressed up in Zarahava's clothes and dyeing her hair. With that,
Wow.
yeah, that was
We're gonna die.
We're gonna
We're
die.
gonna die.
The heroes of creation.
No party,
the
white people
party
party.
winds on.
You
I'm
pee
wearing
at the
pants.
party.
I have limited mobility.
Is that really like a merit? No pants, mobility.
I do. Let me add it. Pants. I have
Really?
five in pants.
Did you all have to run away and leave me with Monos of all people as my party guests?
You called me off the roof.
I needed the entire team.
And look who showed up. So are you saying that you're mad that I was here for you then?
Do I hear this? And of course, I'm just like,
I already got spotted in not good clothes.
The
You know
party
what? I,
will wind on. It is full of handshaking and overly fatty hors d'oeuvres and expensive wine drunk from cups that it's too small.
I will totally steal some of those like hors d'oeuvres as they walk by.
I
Yeah, absolutely. You just lift them
I
off.
also have larceny stealing in plain sight. So
I grab a vase and I take some of the flowers out and I dump the water out and I start pouring some of the smaller cups into the bigger vase. And I look I look at them across the room and just like hold it up to.
you buddy Jesus, like
Yeah.
One other individual will take a distinct interest in Monos over the time that dinner is being consumed. There would be, a woman who is dressed in relatively plain clothing given the surroundings, and she has a sword with her that's fairly large that's wrapped up. It's not like a big two-hander, it's just a one-handed sword, but it's like a broad chopping sword, like a Chinese Dao, if you know what that is. One of those.
okay.
And she looks a little uncomfortable here. And as Monos pours wine into this jug, she will come over and take a look and sort of conspiratorially lean over. So, not happy with the dessert wine, I take it.
Is that what this is?
Yeah, I think you're supposed to drink it because it tastes good and not because you want to get drunk.
Oh, well, maybe enough of it.
It's a flask.
Oh, okay.
If you want, I can probably steal some of the wine and just bring some bottles out.
I would like that.
Give me a minute or two. And she wanders away and comes back a moment later, and she doesn't look like she has anything, but from under the robe, she produces 2 bottles of wine.
Oh,
And that's how Monos found his soulmate.
marvelous.
I've done my best to pick up a few bits and bobs there over the years.
Thank you.
How are you? You seem ill at ease at a party like this.
Well, I'm usually not used to having this much of my legs covered. It's a little unorthodox.
You're a Westerner, yeah?
Yes.
So the knee-length skirts primarily?
Yes.
I got out there once when I was younger. It was a trip out to the Coral Archipelago and to Wavecrest. Fascinating. I don't know if that's where you're from, but fascinating people. They travel between their islands on boards that they stand up on.
Yes.
And they have sails. And try as I might, I could never get the hang of it, but I did learn how to pilot one of those long canoes with the side pontoon.
Yes.
That was fun.
You also look like you don't belong here.
God, no. I belong in a garrison or on a battlefield stabbing people.
I do relate to that. So what brings you here?
I was invited. I couldn't say no. Not
Same.
important enough to say no.
Same boat here. That you see that one over there with the lots of holes?
Yes,
That's mine.
I
That's
am
one of them.
familiar with him.
Yes.
I'm surprised. I had heard that he had a companion with him that I don't see here. A woman of slight stature but impressive visage.
Now, do I have anything that could like sense her motive or anything?
Socialize would be one. Socialize and perception is generally what you'd be rolling. Or socialize and charisma. And if you don't have that,
I have charisma.
there is a creek made of shit and you may be up it.
Oh, okay.
Without a paddle.
Excellent. So would I just roll charisma then? If
Yeah, just
Okay.
roll charisma.
1.
Her motives are unclear to you.
Excellent.
She doesn't
Good.
seem to be like particularly dodgy. She's just not. She's got that face on that's kind of concealing and obscures her true intentions. It's the business face.
Okay.
Yeah. A small lady. She's got a lion cub, I believe.
Well, I was told not to talk too much.
I understand completely.
I don't.
And she sort of looks around and sort of like scoots Monos to one side into a corner,
Oh.
and suddenly Kaz can no longer hear the conversation.
Can I can.
Only if you get right up, like physically this far away from them,
not gonna
and that's where you start to break easily overlooked presence. Like you lose track of it, and you're like, okay, that's some weird stuff. What about the woman with white hair? I'm supposed to find her for someone.
Someone who?
He's an emissary here from out of town. I believe you've met him. He's got a long, thin sword.
Oh,
His name is Scattered Embers Ablaze.
Yes, the long-named man. Yes.
Yes,
I feel
a
like-
long-named man.
So
Is she in town? I need to be able to direct him. I owe him a favor.
these are my associates, I will tell you that, but I cannot risk anything happening
That's fine.
to them.
That's fine. That's all I needed to know. Really.
Yeah.
And at that point, the conversation returns. It's really none of my business, but I decided to insinuate myself into other people's business. That's the way it goes. More wine?
Yes, please.
Meanwhile, a marketplace. People having a bit of a festival. It is a festival that is a thinly veiled local gods festival that has put on the trappings of the Immaculate Order in the same way that voodoo is a Catholic religion. Yes, certainly. It has no relation to any of that West African stuff. None at all. But people in the streets, people blowing fire, and dancers who are organized, like with colorful silks, all of the same style, that are dancing with fans and very prescribed motions and things like that. Drummers and people selling lots of little rice things on sticks that have been grilled and whatnot, because everywhere you go, you're going to find takoyaki and dango if I'm running a game, period. Because that's what I want. Give me an investigation and perception, because your crime unveiling wickedness will get triggered. It is the abyssal version of Watchman's Infallible Eye, which Kaz also has.
It's very, very helpful.
Eye drops. Eye drops.
Remember, you can add dice if this is one of your favorite or cast skills, if you so desire.
Okay.
But you'd want to do it from your personal pool, not your peripheral pool.
Oh, right. Okay. 4.
4. All right. At the corner of your eye, you catch sight of someone, and it's sort of like it's almost within the shadow of your own mind. And it's like if you look directly at them, they're suddenly they disappear into the crowd, and as you turn your head, you see them again. They don't attach to the back of her head and steal her memories, however.
Hate it when that happens.
Got those long nights, man.
It's a cloaked woman who seems to be like shadowing you almost, and you know suddenly that she is very, very important.
I'm just gonna go up and hug her.
Oh, so you make a direct line for her.
Yeah.
You turn right around and go, friend!
Yeah, basically I go,
Hugs.
Okay, that's curious how she'll react to that. Okay, she rolled a 10. That's very positive. A 1 would be negative. Yeah, you turn and approach her, and she'll turn and walk away, but give you this look out of the corner of her eye as she moves. And as you travel down several small alleyways, there is a small alcove that has been turned into a bar. Like, you know those izakaya in Japan that are just like 5 stools?
Yeah.
Like one of those. And she is sitting down at the end, and she has a small paper fan in front of her and a small glass of something clear, and a small bowl of nuts and berries. There's nobody behind the bar. You just gonna walk up? How are you gonna approach?
yeah, I'm just gonna sit down and be like, so,
She pulls back her hood, and her skin is white like ash, but with like deep black around the eyes. Hair that's knotted up into a series of short cornrow braids that's tied back together. She has the features of a southerner, but like a southerner who has been bleached white, like ashen white. She is also carrying with her a very long, thin sword, and you can hear the jingle of bells in her hair as she turns.
so I'm guessing she's an abyssal.
You have no idea. I was looking for you.
I noticed. Any particular reason?
Well, I was looking for the other one with the book and the claws, but she seemed to be busy and I couldn't find her.
Oh, you're looking for her. Okay.
Your friend.
Yeah,
Your study buddy, one might say.
so, yeah, well, what do you want?
I was curious why you were in Ontang.
You know, I've been wondering that myself.
Fair enough. I thought at first that you would come to Ontang to overthrow it or something like that, cause a problem or otherwise kill a bunch of people and bring in a Death Lord. I don't know much about your master. I don't get out much.
Goodness, no. Primarily, I am a doctor, and that is my focus. I am not one for the gratuitous violence.
That's surprising.
Really?
I've met a number of abyssals, and they were all very interested in gratuitous violence.
Well, you know, lots of short-sighted people in the world.
That's certainly true. I thought that I would follow you to see what you were doing, but it seemed that you were most interested in, and she sort of gestures, and like several skewers of roasting vegetables just sort of float over and land on a plate in front of you. Something good to eat and something good to drink and a nice time. And that is what I can provide. No more and no less.
So, can you tell me anything about yourself?
I have many friends here in Ontang, and they are interested in controlling the underworld. Not in the sense of the dead, mind you, but in the criminal sense. And
Okay.
we made strong inroads into ensuring that the resistance to the realm is strong and runs deep, and the resentment boils to the top occasionally to give the realm something to strike at, while the real work goes on beneath the surface. And I can only assume that you, being Abyssal have no love for the Immaculate Order.
You know, I think about them so little I often forget they exist.
If I had that luxury, I would be very pleased, madam. Very pleased.
Yeah. So, I think she's kind of cute.
She's stupendously attractive.
Yeah. So I'm going to use Harmonious Presence.
This is what you should do in real life too.
And
All
you
right.
know, I'm just very sad also that she wasn't looking for me. I'm like really sad because that's the whole reason why I followed her. I was like, cute girl.
To be clear, she did say, I was looking for Korosek, but I saw you, so I decided to follow you instead.
Yeah, I mean, still, you know, you never want to be second choice.
Second choice.
But, you know, I'm trying to have a nice night, so
Are you going to try and put the moves on her?
it's just kind of an automatic thing. I'm not really thinking about it. I kind of do Harmonious Presence meditation when I'm nervous, which is...
Oh, good.
So, yeah, and I'm just going to be like, oh, so, you know, tell me about your interest in abyssals.
Oh, it's not much. I just think that you're fascinating. You're very different from most of the things that come to Unteng. One or two others in the past, certainly, but there is the one that I have heard is called Scattered Embers Ablaze is here. He's an interesting gentleman who's made friends with some of my friends.
Have you had the pleasure of meeting him?
Through a screen, I watched him, but I haven't spoken directly to him. He didn't seem worth the time, frankly. He is potent in his own way, but hardly a scholar, hardly someone of note.
Yeah, I mean, you don't pass time with him for the conversation.
I'm interested also in...
Damn.
She nods.
Svara, what?
You use like emotional flame pieces on him, right?
She nods. Yeah, he's got pleasant words, but not ones of substance. I'm interested in learning. I'm interested in old secrets, in martial arts, and in parties. Would you like to go to one?
Whose party?
Mine. Or rather, people that I know.
Are the people that you know are not in any way associated with my compatriots, are they?
Not as far as I'm aware. I would be shocked if they were.
Okay, yeah, sure. Party. Sounds great.
Excellent. And with a 2, 3, 4, 5... With 7 on her roll for showing Svara a good time,
Nice.
she will go out and lead Svara to back alleys and underworld dens full of, like, crazy private... Like, to belabor the point, given that I was already thinking about this, like the weird back alleys in Kabukicho,
Nice.
with somebody who's a native who knows all of the passwords to get in everywhere.
I went to the fancy party. I want to go to this one.
Don't worry, they have EDM there.
And
Oh, no.
if Svara is willing,
Like it's music.
this lady will keep her overnight.
It's music. It's trying.
Yes.
All right. The next morning, she'll wake up with the woman is gone. There is instead a small pot of like black flowers. They're like black lilies.
Oh, nice.
And there is a looming figure at the foot of the bed. For a split second, you think it's Woe, but it's not. It moves slightly differently. And the body language just says, I can take you home if you want.
Oh, it's another maggot deer? Holy shit.
I'm gonna ignore it for a second and smell the flowers.
They're very pleasant.
And, find my clothes.
They're by the side of the bed.
Yeah, put them on, and I'm gonna look at it and basically think, who sent you?
Your friend did.
Which friend?
The one you spent the night with.
So when you say home, do you mean...
Wherever you're staying.
Okay, alright, sure, why not?
Can you see me when I am invisible?
Yes.
Then I will lead you back. And it dematerializes and will trot happily through the city, like prancing like a happy little deer, leading Svara back,
like a little
because
goat?
she doesn't know where she is at this point, back through the city towards the, what do you call it, compound. To flash back to late that night after the party was ended with Wist's uncle, Farouz, and Monos, and Kathek Niobe, and the flame pieces. You built these, did you? Niobe speaking.
They're still at the party. The top floor, right?
The top floor, but everybody else has left. It's just them that have
Oh.
Oh
remained.
gosh.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah.
Are there any back rooms that I can kind of?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
There's a
I am in the
war-
back room.
Korosek will have been able to figure out at this point that this particular building was constructed with no less than 12 secret entrances and exits and places to hide in case assassins.
Cool. And I have
Can I still
four
can I
of
still
them.
hear
Yeah,
what's going on?
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Can I see anything?
If you want to go up to the roof of the shitty bar, sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Do it.
There's not a whole lot of people left up there, but it's dim enough that you can just look directly across.
Okay.
I did. This is a
That's
pure
some-
checker.
Some interesting work. Rarely have I seen anything crafted like that outside of the hands of dragon-blooded.
There was help. I did a lot of research. I wanted to prove my father that I'm capable of doing great things. as well.
Research where?
To the south. I was for a time in Chiaroscuro, and then from there,
Just curious to the east.
oh, sorry,
Really, everywhere you've been is to the east.
east. Oh yeah, right. We're
To the south, you'd be in Blue Haven, and they'd be like, mutant pirate stab.
Oh yeah, you're right. I don't know why. I'm thinking that we're northwest.
Nope.
Okay. Yep, to the east, Chiaroscuro for a time, and then where are you from again?
Hermopolis.
Hermopolis.
Ah, yes, the city of the sorcerers. I've been there once. They were not welcoming.
They can have their
Hiss from, personal hiss from
What's
like.
it, buddy?
They can be esoteric, but they're honorable in their own way.
Yes, they just didn't like my presence because they don't like the realm. But that's fine. They had a library, and I paid them to use it.
Fair enough.
Show us the fire. Show us your skills.
What would you like me to shoot? You do need a target.
She reaches into her pocket, and she takes out a silver coin.
Oh.
I would like you to shoot this. And she throws it out the window.
Okay. Out the window?
Yep.
So where position are we?
You're
roughly
sort of in the middle of a wide open tatami room, and the window, I should say, is like the doors have been taken down. There's a small balcony, and she's flung it out over the river.
Okay. I would like to.
Monos.
Let me see.
I ain't gonna say if I like cry monos.
I just pull one out and go.
Give me a roll, and what charms, if any, are you using?
I actually.
I mean, just an excellence.
Y zero.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, spend for your personal, because it is dark, you can't see it, and Y0 will be like, there.
Yeah. Okay, so that's.
Not from there. You probably want to spend from the ones that are outside, lest you start
Oh,
glowing.
okay. So I can. Is it just one? Is that what it is?
It should say on the charm.
Oh.
Well, in the big hexagon in the
Okay,
center.
so yeah, one. Okay, I was sorry.
Yep.
I was looking at
One
the
mote.
ability. Okay, one mote, and then I roll just archery.
Just archery and dice.
Archery dice.
Or rather, the die pool for your guns, which I believe is 13 or 14.
Should we?
It's a lot
13.
more now, isn't it? It's 16.
16! All right, that's fine.
1, 2.
What did I
Bye
do?
bye coin.
You made him artifacts, and he bound them.
Yeah.
And you're a sexy shooter. Yes. What did I say something?
Did I say that out loud? Oh.
11.
Oh God.
Okay,
Damn.
the coin spirals off into the distance, and as the flame gout rushes out over the river, illuminating this broad swath of pleasure boats and drawing gasps from the people below, as the flame dies down, a molten coin falls from the sky into the water with a sizzle. And she nods. And she looks at Wist's uncle. We can use him.
Excuse me. Use me?
Supposing you would like to be paid for services rendered. I'll have to work out the details, but some are behind on their taxes, some are not allies of House Cathak, some need to be taught a lesson. It's chaos here in the city of the Steel Lotus. House Sinus, House Nellens, House Venif. They all are simply butting heads. And House Ladal and Regara as well, but Ladal less. The satrap does his best. He is a competent man. But sometimes lesser beings wish to rise up against their betters and need to be taught a lesson. Is that something that you would find acceptable?
And I grab one of the cups of wine. I just kind of pour it on myself. Could you wait? And I just kind of drag this away for a second.
Yes. Which is really about as subtle as he described it, because he's got no ability for subterfuge. It's just like,
Well, oh no! Oh no! I have to go away for a second. Listen, you told me not to talk, and if I talk right now, I'm going to get in trouble. And if I talked half as good as you do, I'd be twice as alive as I am right now. What do we do?
My family has been in bed with Vinith for a long time. If they swap to Kathak, that means there is something going on, and I don't know what it is. We must disengage, but we cannot do it in such a way to offend my uncle.
I very much would love to offend your uncle, but for your sake and the sake of all of us, I will be quiet.
I appreciate that. I have no love lost for my uncle. Unfortunately, my uncle is my father's brother.
That's usually how that works. Yes.
I was waiting for it, like, that by definition, yes?
If it were any other way, even if in my blood, I will let you do as you will, because you are a righteous man. Of that I can see. But my father, just let me talk as best as I can. I promise you, with my blood, you will not work for this house.
I promise you with my fire, I will not work for this house.
I just take your hand.
Just touch it, I just grab it. Grab the hand.
Yep.
Oh, we're doing this now.
So Whisk turns back.
I will.
Your uncle immediately, what he needs to say is, be quiet. And the uncle just goes, okay. You were saying.
We would love to normally, but this is not our realm anymore. This is not our affairs. And unfortunately, Monos is my man.
You have paid for his services, and he's bound to you, of course.
No,
So-
you didn't. He's my man. He is of an honor I've not found in a very long time.
Is he sworn to you?
As much as I am sworn to him.
Ah, brotherhood then. This I understand. I and my sisters took an oath of that kind many years ago. I would not break it for anything earthly in this realm. So I understand completely. So now it is up to me to convince you to help him help me.
You may try, but you might find that our tastes might differ from me and my uncle, even if we are the same blood.
Then I put it to you this way. What is sweeter than the call of a cheating slaver burning to death in the street?
This away from your elbows, just in case.
House Sinus has been embezzling and has been kidnapping on the side. From what I understand, they've been selling to the Lintha in Blue Haven, the demon pirates.
Oh my god.
Actually, I'm actually holding his hand, and actually you'll see his blood actually start running along his cheek.
I will leave you with this thought. And I will leave you with where I am staying for you to consider. I am not making this offer demanding that you say yes. I am making this offer saying that I believe that one of his skill could threaten some of my brethren and break up their power blocks here in Anteng. They have designs on the throne and they are not the right ones to wield it. If I may say, Regent Fokuf is not a good ruler and will soon fall from the throne. It is my opinion that my great uncle Kathak Kainan be the one to take the throne. If you disagree, that is fine.
You are a woman that many people would trifle with, I believe.
No, many have tried.
How many are alive?
None. This is why I am an imperial tax assessor.
Taxes are a lot more exciting than I'm used to.
In Ante. In the city of the Steel Lotus.
Monos,
If I may. And she just waves her hand at one of the pillars, the big wooden pillars that is keeping up the roof, and there's a sudden crack as it is sliced through the middle. It's about 12 feet away.
you're of the blood as well.
Why would I not be? I am a tax assessor. This would not be entrusted to someone lesser.
Is she an air dragon? Okay.
Well, I'm rather...
Enjoy your evening. I know it's been tiring. Be good to him. I might need him later. And your uncle is just sort of like backing up, like, okay.
I'm gonna drop my wine all over.
Jug, 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 jug.
I pour him in a little bit more. the Monos Reserve.
Good vintage.
Yeah, you, by the way, you recognize that style, being a martial artist. That is Air Dragon style, yes. That is not the pinnacle charm, but it's one of the almost capstone charms.
You hear that? Like, you probably hear something fucking crazy because it's like supersonic. Yeah, that would be
It's
so cool.
It sounds like this shimmering wine, almost like shing, 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 and this crunch of wood.
There's no idea. Like
No,
like,
you can.
no
You're,
way
you're
that I
looking
kn-
across.
Oh yeah,
at
no,
it.
I see it. Yeah,
I just
I'm
whisper in
up
my
top
breath,
now.
Do you want any of that broken stuff? I know you like garbage.
You whisper that.
know you
you whisper
like
that,
garbage.
but then I'm thinking, I'm too far away for me to even reply and have him hear that. Why
I
does he say that?
grab a little bit of things. And
How does he know I'm listening?
I know a lot.
Uncle,
Yes.
does father know you're doing this?
No, but that's why this is my business and not his. What happens in the city of the Steel Lotus is under my purview. If he had to worry about the internecine politics of the dynastic houses, I think that he would go even more gray than he is now.
This is...
The tides are changing. Have you heard of the fleet near the Sea of Graves? The Kathak fleet that is interdicting everything? They're making a move, Whist.
This will break the family if you're wrong, though.
And if I'm right, we'll have more power and more wealth than anyone can possibly imagine outside of the realm. And if I'm wrong, and I back the wrong side, we'll be dead anyway, so it doesn't matter. Whoever comes out on top is purging everyone that has lost.
Have you ever considered just retiring and doing...
I have. That's my backup plan.
You've always been my favorite uncle.
I'm sorry to put you in this position, but she was very interested in your friend. What with guns and all. She was also very interested in how it was that you made them, which I'm not going to ask about because I don't want to know. If I know something, then someone might ask me and I might have to answer them.
You were always my favorite uncle.
Do you want a wagon home or something like that? Like a what do you call it? A carriage?
Please, and 2 more bottles.
Yes, let me
3.
get the thing. We'll go for 3. Thank you. I'll take one for myself, thank you, because I think I need it tonight. The family's getting together tomorrow night at our estate if you want to have dinner. You know that she's coming, don't you, to the city of the Steel Lotus?
No,
I can't tell her no.
she's not supposed to be here. She's in Chiaroscuro.
I know, but I can't tell her no. She's of the blood, even if she's not of the realm. She's coming here.
Does she know I'm here?
Not yet, but she probably will.
Can you just buy me a day, 2 days? I have business.
Yes, I can do that. She won't be here for a few days.
This business
It's important.
is me more important than even our family, and you know how I feel about that.
All right, I will take your word on that. I'm just saying that when she gets here, she's going to want to see you and ask what you've been doing with your time. And if you're going to put off the wedding anymore.
Monos just goes, and the hat flies up. The hat flies up.
Corsac is like, and he's like, the blood?
We will have.
Like jaw on the floor, probably in the kitchen, like, what the fuck?
Congratulations, and I just hit the glass with
Well,
my
then he's
glass.
just holding, just like,
Yeah.
You just hear me in the distance.
I promise you, I will make
slow
no.
clap.
I will not make a show of it. She will know I'm here in time.
Good. Because the last thing that I want is her all up in my business trying to convince me to do things for her because it's very hard to say no. And also she punches.
Oh God, does she punch?
Husbands always do.
So, have a good night. Dinner is open at my house. If you want it, and your friends are invited. But I needed you here for this because of the people that were here.
I understand. Perhaps tomorrow, unless business takes me otherwise.
Of course, I would never stand in the way of commerce. Have a good night. With that, he just walks away, uncorks the bottle as he's going, just thunk, and just starts drinking out of it.
As we walk away,
Everybody's gone.
Yes, everybody's gone
You guys
aside
are
from
up
all of
here
you.
distributing- Okay.
Thank you.
Thump, 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 thump.
I like. So you finally see Corsac come out from behind one of the doorways. It's like, you're getting married?
I think he's doing the opposite of that.
Am I?
I just-
back in?
Yeah, you can walk in if you want.
Okay, yeah.
Kaz will walk in.
Yeah,
shortly
I just walk
thereafter.
in.
And
I'm glad I wasn't here
she's
for
of
that. That
the
sounded-
blood? Corsac is just on the floor laughing.
I just sit down next to Corsac and laugh too because it just seems like a fun time.
I'm just gonna say I'm glad I wasn't here for that. That sounded tense.
We're all
But
glad
that
you weren't
other
here for
lady
that.
was scary. Oh boy.
The other lady was from House Kathak. She has more power than anyone I've met before, and she's
Oh.
on the warpath.
Oh yeah, no, feel
Have
the
you ever-
room.
Have you ever seen a great house who's on the warpath?
I've read about enough times the great houses were on a warpath.
This is something that the history books will recite for the next decade, if we're lucky.
To be fair, the last time that they were really on a warpath, it was because somebody had the artifact that you're carting around and tried to use it to kill the Scarlet Empress.
And I would have read and I've probably seen the atrocities of things happening in my travels.
Oh yeah, like
No,
when
I
they
see
get
what
going,
they
they get
do.
going.
Oh, I see what they do.
So when I tell you this, my personal life is nothing but a drop in the bucket to what we have to stop both the Kathak and with
Oh,
Song.
I know about stopping the Kathak thing. The thing in your personal life is I need to be there this time. That party. You say tomorrow night?
You remember I say I had a great respect for you, Corsac?
No.
Okay.
There is something else.
You have great respect in what I can do and what I can get for you.
Yes, Monos?
There was a woman asking for a friend of ours. Zarhava.
Really?
Yes.
If she pulled you into a bubble, I couldn't hear it.
She also produced a lot of wine, so I didn't think too much of it. I told her nothing, but she said that... What was the guy's name again?
Scattered Embers Ablaze.
Yeah.
Oh, sexy man.
Yeah. The sexy man with a tiny sword.
Is that tiny? It's just long and thin.
My
This is
mistake.
an episode about wands and swords, guys. Like,
It's not tiny. It's
Tiny, tiny sword, long name. Sounds like someone's compensating.
You know, Svara might actually be interested in that. What, didn't she have a kinship with the man?
I don't know.
Where
I wasn't
is
there.
Svara?
she stayed behind.
No, I'm here.
We should reconvene. We should find Solveig, and that's our primary duty. We shouldn't get distracted. And if we should survive and find what we're doing, I will take you to my uncle's house.
People reconvene the next morning, except for Svara, who is not there until after everyone is up and sort of making some tea and whatnot. And that's when Svara walks in the front gate.
I am definitely walking with a spring in my step. Much happier than probably anyone's seen me in a while.
So get some.
So like when the door opens, we just hear that 90s sitcom like woo.
I was just thinking Lonely Island.
Just say hello, everyone. Did you have a good evening?
It was an evening.
It's pretty great. Looks
Right.
like you did too?
Yeah, you could say so. Nice to get some time to myself.
You look,
a good
you look
pause.
a little less sick than usual.
Yeah, there's a good festival nearby.
I'm sure
But
there
it
are.
wasn't just yourself, right? I mean,
Does Korosek habitually have spirit detecting glance up to know where Hesha is?
oh, and to see where the ghosts are too, all the time.
Then yeah, you see the maggot deer leading her in.
Oh, and it's not just you. You have your friend there,
I mean, I did make some
and that's not my friend.
friends.
Whoa.
I pour her some tea and just bring it over to her.
That's a good
Wait,
call.
Could I hear what was going on over there too?
Yeah?
I'm just standing there like,
You heard all the things?
I'm not saying I know. I'm just,
Cass likes his secrets.
I'm zipping my lip and throwing away the key.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like,
My business.
it's a new city. New things to discover.
I wave at the deer.
It nods, and it nods at Woe. Woe nods back.
So now that
We'll
we
get
all
its scent and figure out who it's from. Woe's gonna definitely do that.
now that we're all here, we have 2 business items to discuss.
Concluding, Korosek is genuinely glad this store had a good night. It's like, oh, good. Yes, anybody had a fun time. That's good.
And again, I pour her some tea and I bring it over.
Okay.
Of note, mine is the hair of a dog.
Woe actually goes over and starts
Loves
body
his
language
beverages.
talking with the other deer because it's a faster way.
No, yeah.
Like,
yeah. That's what I figure out. I'm like, I just like you to figure out this room. Let's figure it out. I mean, also, it's like another person who summons, and I was like, this is cool. This would be cool.
Yeah. So, Sakai, meanwhile, has a pot of tea, has a teacup, has a jug of wine, is drinking these at various points, along with some breakfast. He's, like, steaming some vegetables and things like that. Despite his alcoholism, he does seem to follow a monthly diet. So there's that.
I mean, alcoholism.
Alcoholism is a thing.
Yes, it is.
Alcohol is a part of probably could be part of a monthly diet.
So we met a dynast last night of Kathak. Of all the houses, they're not my favorite, but they're not the worst. They want to hire Monos to do ungodly things to an enemy of theirs. And normally I would not even think of that ungodly, but they're talking about Sinus. Sinus have caused more misery in this world than almost anyone. I'm not gonna make you or even ask you to do anything. I'm just letting you know what I know.
Woe trots back up to Korosek and leans over and whispers in her ear.
What? Oh, it's in there.
Just leans over and whispers.
My phone is dead. So.
Oh, well, okay then.
Because this newest iOS update
Yeah.
decides to drain phone
Yeah,
batteries.
both of
really
our phones
well.
are dead right now.
That's
Sure.
lovely.
Oh,
Well,
thank you. Can I just throw it in this cubby hole? Oh, there it is.
She wants to make a display of them, so she's gonna go after their slavers. They want them to die slowly to show how weak and powerless they are. And
From dead, it's good.
They want me to murder these bad people
yes,
for political reasons.
purely political. They have no care that they're slavers.
Because they want to, as I believe they said,
Take the city over.
yes, and let the lesser people know who's boss.
I will make no claims at all to their goodness, because for all great houses there is not a dot of virtue among them, perhaps for some individuals. However, Sinus are particularly notable not only for how they capture and break men and women, but taking great delight and such. And that's the only reason I even mention it. We can outright refuse, but they will remember.
How likely would it be that if we helped this person achieve their aims, that we would prevent suffering versus create more suffering?
Well, in my opinion, Sakai, glug, 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 you can stop House Sinus here in Onteng, but you can't stop the guild, and you can't stop House Sinus elsewhere, and you might take the suffering out of a small number of people's hands, it's true. You might have the locals do a bit better for a while, but you'd probably get drawn into their political games and be made to do other things as well.
That is my concern.
That is an absolute certainty.
I will gladly destroy these slavers.
What about if we killed all of them? I mean, like both sides.
I am fine with that.
Not both sides, all 4 sides, and then the other 7, maybe sometimes 8 sides, depending.
I got about 5 of them. If you guys get the other 2.
Things are not so simple, because when you also do that, you create the vacuum of something worse coming into being.
Very true.
So no matter what, you are going to be sucked in. And even if the intent is to end suffering, you create more of it.
This is why I left, for one of many reasons. I can't change it from the inside, at least not fast enough, without becoming a corrupted shell of what I once was. On the outside, maybe I can do what I can, and when I'm powerful enough. But here it's just one power game for another. I'm just a man, not even of the guild. We snivel our family for position.
I respect you. What do you think I should do? Will it benefit us? I have no qualms ending the lives of slavers. I will not make them suffer, but I will burn them.
And Sakai sort of throws a handful of knuckle bones down on the ground. I try and always divine the future at these points just to see what's going to happen. Tells me that the tea is just about ready.
That's exactly what happens. Or that you might fight twice sometimes.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
It's just knuckle bones.
It's the same thing.
Do you need help, buddy?
What? Define help. I need help, but probably not. Oh no, I'm good. I'm good, thank you. I'm good.
The hell.
I call this help.
This balances me out, huh?
I've already been going at it for a good 2 hours.
Lightweight.
Sorry, I had a late night.
It's okay.
You're all dead.
They call me the late night.
The dog wanted to get into all the chickens in the back. It was terrible.
I told this one?
Yes!
I tried to give him the hors d'oeuvres that I had in my pocket, and you said no, and you ate them.
I ate them.
I know.
I'm hungry. I just fed him.
He wanted to play, I think.
Yeah.
It's fine. I bopped him on the
I
nose.
can't-
He backed up. It
I
was
can't
good.
control everything he does.
You didn't pee on anything?
Not that I
he
know
doesn't.
of. I mean, probably.
Oh,
Doesn't
okay,
pee at
well,
all.
He doesn't pee. No.
It's
Pretty sure he does.
He
it's
does.
a charm. It's the no pee charm.
And no pee charm?
This charm is 2 no pee.
It's snow pea.
Because it's too OP.
The question is, really,
When things are too OP, Marcus.
if I may be so bold as to step into your business, because it's also kind of my business because of Zarhava and whatnot. What's your primary goal in this city? What's a secondary goal? What can you accomplish along the way? And how do you want to order those actions?
God, do you just live on lists?
Yes, I do, as a matter of fact.
That's so good.
I'm actually with them all the way. Our primary goal is to find your sister. The second,
Fulcrum. Yeah, you say.
the Fulcrum's with the sister. The second goal is not to cast the Eye of the Great House against us, because if we refuse, that's what's going to happen. That's the options. Unfortunately, just by existing and by gaining her attention, we're in the game no matter what. It's just a matter of how we want to play. You can never ignore it.
I'm willing to be your tool for this game. Yours, not your family's. I defer to you. I'm not much for plans. I'm more for the big old flames and the burning and the ill-conceived jumps.
So it may seem a little impossible where you're standing to do all of these things, but I recall there was a sutra that one of my teachers taught me at one point. that I always rather liked about persisting. Once there was a maiden who struck an iron wall until it shattered her hand. She did not stop, though cracks spread through her bones. She did not stop, though blood sprayed in her eyes. She did not stop until she shattered the wall. Survival is fury, she said.
Sounds like survival's also pain.
Life is pain.
Cheers.
And it's just completing the quote. Right?
Yes. Yes.
Then again, when I was to the east, I was the master of the house. Even if I did free slaves and made them their own men and women, I will not be the master of you. We are all equals. We decide together in this.
You know I cannot work for your family.
We will not. I will never work for my family if I can help it. I can make qualms, I can make gestures, but I will not do exactly what they have me. I will never will again.
As long as we know that in my eyes, there's no difference between those slavers and the other slavers and the other slavers and the other slavers that live in the city.
There should be no difference. All men are meant to be free.
And this is why I trust you. You point me in the direction, I'll do what you need to do. I trust you all.
What about the ghost girl? What do you want to do?
Well, last night was a nice start, but I feel hesitant to want to involve ourselves too much. It might be prudent to get Zarahava to help us in these negotiations.
That would be very wise, in my opinion.
I think we should confer with her before we do any more talking to these people. And perhaps she can be very good at creating a reason for why we cannot be involved in this.
Okay, going. Sorry.
No worries. It's so I want to share something with you. You may or may not have noticed, probably didn't, that I was very quiet on our trip aside from the banging.
Which time?
With the banging earlier?
No, in my cart, you know that I'm working on my projects.
It's not helping
Which
my
project?
You'll see, it's very exciting. I'm very proud of my work.
Should be.
Did you keep a record of it?
I am a...
I'm
Improvisational choo-choo.
hold
Let's
on.
keep
Hold
going,
on,
guys.
hold on.
Improvisational choo-choo.
I don't like when Andrew says, hold on, I was rolling now.
I think she's talking about earlier.
Oh, yeah!
Her experiences just a little bit ago.
Yeah, so I'm really dense. And I
Yeah, well,
any
that
of
makes
this.
two of you.
Yes. I don't understand any of that. So I'm just like, yeah. So on our journey here, I spent a lot of time in meditation. Wished you remember some of that. You did visit me. And I've had some inklings of our future here. Now, I am somewhat skilled in divination, mostly related to the underworld. But it's, I've got some ability, and last night was restorative enough that I have some clarity now on the things I've been seeing, and I'd like to share it with everyone.
By all means, madam.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
And hopefully you can forgive me for besting you in debate earlier.
Oh!
I think that we have very different definitions of besting.
Of course we do. I'm a monk. You're a necromancer.
I am also a monk of sorts.
Of sorts, but not my sort.
Right. There is good reasons for deep divides between sects. So, I'm sorry. We will probably never come to an agreement.
I find that unlikely. I think we will. After a time.
Just curiously, if you had a 9 in philosophy, could I write something that could counter his and just pass it to her for later?
You'd have to have been there for their original conversation.
Oh, yes,
otherwise
we only
you'd
got the
get
latter
attention.
half.
Yeah.
Can I punch?
But please, madam, continue.
Get a 9 and punch.
So, These divinations are never clear, straightforward messages, and so what I have for you is my best interpretation of what I have been seeing. Rest within the welcoming colors, for I think the glass is evil. The wind moves above the wheat and grass, with a silver crashing, a thin war of metal. I have known the golden disk, I have seen it melting above me. I have known the stone bright place, the hell of clear colors. But I have no idea what any of that means. If any of you guys have any insights, that would be wonderful.
Well, here's the thing. You want a way out of the house? We gotta go. Sorry, I can't help you. That's just how I get out of most of my problems and obligations. Sorry, gotta go.
Speaking of which,
Second of all, we're still looking for something that nobody's supposed to know about. In the middle of the sea of the biggest spot of conflict with this fucking house.
and he stops by the door. Yes?
Do you have any thoughts about what I just said?
I have many thoughts, but not ones that you're prepared to hear.
I don't like him.
That's good. You shouldn't like me. You should, however, understand that I'm here to help you. I've got some acolytes coming. I've got other duties to attend to. They'll keep this place safe while you're away. My first thought is this. Don't trust divinations. Trust your own hands. Divinations will give you a road map. The map is not the territory.
I'm just rolling my eyes so hard they might fall out of my face.
I can actually hear them rolling out. We've already been into a manse that travels through time and through space, everything else that we've never perceived. You found tablets that have you on it. Like, we know that destiny and the ideas of anything of that sort can always change because we are literally allowed to. So here's my thing. We're not, if you want to be here to stop slavers and spend the rest of your life doing that, go for it. I'm here because I need to find out who took the fulcrum, why they want it, how they know about it, and where the Oz piece finally is. If you want to waste your time with the political things that have lasted over so many millennia and have ruined so many lives, go for it. But I'm here to find the thing, find the person that you're looking for, that you've spent 5 years looking for, and to find the last piece of this horrific thing and figure out what the fuck to do with it.
That's why I'm here too.
Because this will go on forever. This dragon-blooded situation, this politics, is based on hundreds of years of conflict brewing in a family. And now that there is an immense void, a pocket of power that is missing, this is going to happen. And it will continue happening. Even if you remove this evil, it will grow. And you're gonna waste all your time and all your energy and all the goodness that you have in you for that, or are you gonna worry about a weapon that could destroy everything that we know? I don't know, it's really simple.
I say we stay out of the politics.
We can dodge. You've spent your whole life dodging this. You can keep doing it for another week, a day, months if you have to. But we're here for something really important. You've hated family, you don't want to be here. Like, I don't like particularly being much around the Immaculate Order. They creep me out.
We should find your sister.
Yeah.
But know this. Catholic owns the Sea of Graves. We are not running away from this. We are running towards
fish in it, so...
We are not running away from
Corsair's trying to be really witty about that one. Like, no, there's fish in it!
I don't even know what that means. I agree, but...
He's trying to be poetic.
Just
let's
think
find
about
our sister. No, there is no thinking. We are Solars. We are here to save creation. That is your sister right now. This is all...
Oh, okay, that's what I was going to say. Okay, yes. Let's
is
stay
nothing.
the hell out of the politics.
I'm just warning you, there is no staying out. We have been identified.
We can dodge it. We'll dodge it. You can't stay away, but we'll dodge it.
It's possible to stay away from anything.
No.
You just keep running.
I pull out one of the pieces of wood that I had on me and I... Cass. Just throw... No, I'm kidding.
And then...
And with that, we will call this game closed. I think that that's a good ending spot, and there was a lot of awesome stuff from all of the PCs. So that is dope ass shit. And I found it very amusing that chat was like, Arya's such a poet right before you read your poem. And I was like, she is, as a matter of fact. Further donations. Fractali, $50. Here's some funds to help pay for any damages that may occur at the dinner party. Looks hard, Monos. Thanks for the great show. See you all next week. Heart.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Aerodinsk with 15. Because paying Anna is important, which it is.
Oh,
Thank you.
Hruvit near 7. $30, no
Hoovinter.
message. What?
Hoovinter, I think.
Hoovinter?
Is it?
Yeah.
There's an R in there.
Oh,
There's an
wow.
R after the H, so it
Oh.
confuses me. I'm sorry that I do not know how to pronounce your name, but I've seen it
I've
on
only
Discord.
heard it. I've heard it many times.
It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Odius, another $50 for the good folks at GSTV, because I can. Damn it, Odius. Thank you.
What was
Thank
Hoovinter's donation?
Too nice.
There was no message.
Oh,
nice.
None.
Good to see
it
your
was just
name.
a blank.
Yes,
to
it's
see
very
you.
nice to see your name.
And Cope the Joke, who I haven't seen in quite a
Oh,
while.
wow.
Long time.
$20. Recently, I had a dream where I was dressed up as Taz the Tasmanian Devil and went to a karaoke where I sang a Taz version of Rob Zombie songs. I'm not sure how that's related to anything or anything.
Dracula would be so
I
amazing.
Just thought it would be funny. Yeah. Bad girl.
Taz is Rob Zombie.
Yeah, living
Yeah.
dead girl as Taz. That'd be
Okay with
great.
Yeah.
So I think
I'd probably be a better director too.
that was I enjoyed it as a GM. I greatly enjoyed that game because I just kind of threw stuff out there with like, here's some stuff you could do or not do, and I had very little investment on what you said yes to and what you said no to, and now I get to deal with the things that you said yes to, and also have the things you said no to have counter effects as well, and that's awesome because that's how I like to run tabletop games. F yeah. So thank you for watching, all of you. If you're on the VOD or you were not here live, thank you for watching our VOD and all that.
Yes.
Retweet us, tell your friends about us,
Yes.
have people watch us, and generally spread the word about Exalted because I really like this game a whole lot. Like, I'm a junkie for it in the same way that I'm a junkie for Shadowrun, and that's saying a lot.
I get to play really cool rogues since like World of Warcraft, so this is
Yeah.
kind of great. Like I get to like kind of relive my combat rogues.
And also, I'm really glad that Reverend Mort got my reference because I was like, one or two people in chat are gonna get my reference, and that'll be awesome. So I'm glad you did. With that, signing off. We will see you next week, but not for this. We're doing a Halloween party next week.
Yeah.
Where we're gonna hang out and have fun.
It's gonna be so
and
spooky.
generally be ridiculous human beings.
For people to interact with chat.
Yeah, well, so that we can basically talk to all of you and have fun and hang out without necessarily running a show and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because we like to talk to you, and that's cool.
I'll finally be able to see your
I
voice.
forgot to tell you, we announced it on Leviathan, but we have
Oh.
partnered with GamerX.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
GamerX?
GamerX
East.
Oh, sweet!
Yes.
We are now partnered with GamerX East, who are awesome people. I know a bunch of them, and they are super rad. We are partnered with them now. This was announced on Leviathan, but I was unaware because I couldn't watch Leviathan because I had to eat dinner with Aya and work really late.
We will be broadcasting live from there.
We'll be broadcasting live from there.
More information's coming.
Yeah, more information coming.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
In
I
the
like
meantime,
that.
check out the Twitter because there's the announcement there so you can get more
Check it
information
out.
too.
They're super cool people. I like them a lot. Signing off. See you next week for Halloween party. Godspeed, all of you.
Hi.